Hey, what's going on to all of my Libras? So let's see what you Libras have got. Shout outs, shout outs to all the zodiac signs. Shout outs to y'all, for really not taking the criticisms that I had about y'all too personally. Shout outs to y'all, you took it personally in the way that you should have, which is for you to learn and then, become better. Shout outs to y'all again. So you Libras have got the Knight of Pentacles, the Strength, the Emperor, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Temperance, Six of Cups, King of Wands, Star, and the Four of Wands. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that a lot of you Libras are in a situation right now where you have someone that represents this Emperor, right? Or at least they perceive themselves like that, right? You may have even stopped talking to them, okay, in the recent past. But this person thought of themselves as being as an emperor, and they were arrogant. I'm not even gonna lie, they were arrogant. They were a little bit too stuck up in their own self-aggrandizement of who and what they were. And the reason why does I say were is because obviously you got the Six of Cups. They're not in your life. I'm just right now explaining what you went through in a not so distant past, in the recent past. The Knight of Pentacles and the Strength represents this being a situation for you where what you've got is a lot of you Libras, when you were engaging with them, they thought they may have known everything, or that they were so much more powerful than what they actually were, right? They were so capable, and that you Libras need to be up underneath their tutelage, right? Be a student of theirs, of life, right? They lead. Listen, we may have to do a whole video talking about that lead stuff, but when people talk about, oh, such and such is supposed to be the leader, that comes from, that's not a spiritual perspective, okay? That is not a spiritual thing. So with that being said, the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands is about how this represents, meanwhile, this person really didn't seem to understand that you Libras can always go out and get somebody new, right? It's not to say that you Libras are totally optionless, right? Four of Pentacles, you Libras can always go out and get somebody new, right? But this person thought that you needed to fall in line with them and what they had going on. But the thing is that the Four of Pentacles represents the multiple people that you can just kind of, you know what I mean? You can just kind of associate yourself with and be like, look, we go together. And the person or the people potentially be like, all right? However long that type of honeymoon phase lasts. But the point is that you Libras can pull people, right? You Libras can most definitely have options, right? You're still ruled by Venus after all, right? And for me to say that Libra can't pull attractive people, beautiful people, people whom, at least from first glance that you want, at least, right, from first glance, that would be a lie, right? Because Libra is beautiful, and Libra can pull a lot of beautiful people to them. So if this person that represents this Emperor is talking about, trying to bag you and who's the baddest and talking about looks and all of that, you can always end up replacing them, quote unquote, with somebody who looks just as good or better than them, looks better than them. So the things that the Four of Wands represents, this being a situation for you where so what this means is that it means that you Libras, you stop hanging out with them because you and them will get yourselves into a situation where the two of you wouldn't see eye to eye. So you stopped hanging out with them, and you did just that. Some of you decided to get to know people just for a short period of time, but you're not with those people anymore. And some of you Libras are like, look, it is what it is. And you haven't necessarily had anyone since. When I say a not so distant past, I can mean anywhere between a few hours ago all the way up to a year. You know what I mean? All the way up to a year. And the reason why I say it's not so distant is because a year in the context of things is 12 months. So look at how fast this year went by. You know, we're already in November, right? And the Temperance and the Six of Cups and the King of Wands represents this King of Wands person comes back, but they're coming from the perspective of they want to give you a second try, right? But the thing is that the Temperance represents you really kind of need to pay attention to that, because what it's saying is that you may perceive them as coming back that way, but it may not necessarily be like that for them. So just kind of pay attention to see if these people are actually more humble now. Because if they're not, you'll be able to see it, right? You'll be able to know what's going on. You'll be able to see it. You'll see what's going on around you, and you will know that these people haven't necessarily changed. But the Six of Cups and the King of Wands represents kind of the King of Wands represents the perception that they left with you before the two of you ended up breaking up. And then the thing is that the Six of Cups represents obviously this person reaching out and trying to say what's up. Because, excuse me, whenever it is I get the Six of Cups in any kind of reading, right, it 100% means that someone is coming back. Someone whom, you just used to rock with on that level, in that romantic sense. Or it could have been something that just didn't necessarily get along with you. And the thing is that the Star and the Four of Wands is about how this person was planning on, Star card, this person was planning on coming back, but things ended up, they were ending on coming back sooner. Excuse me, they were planning on coming back sooner, right? Potentially even just as soon as you dumped them, they potentially was planning on coming back the next day. But the Four of Wands is that they decided to chill and think about what, give you your space and what exactly went on, because they didn't want, right? Timing is everything. So they didn't want you to be in a situation where you were still pretty upset or angry at the time of when the two of you just didn't talk anymore. So as a result of this is a situation for a lot of you Libras, where this person wanted to make sure, or they're trying to make the case for them being changed, right? Now that will only, you'll only be able to see that in time. You will not be able to see that immediately, right? Because it could be a Trojan horse. And what I mean when I say a Trojan horse is that it could be a situation for you where the person can just make it seem like they are cool now and they've changed, to then turn on you later, right? Because it was all a sham. It was all a ruse, right? An illusion, an act. They were pretending. It was all fake. But let's clarify the Six of Cups. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, oh wow, the Magician. So to clarify the Six of Cups. So the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is about, you wasn't even thinking about them when they decided to actually call and see what's going on with you. You already have you already have your own thing that you've got going on. Again, you didn't necessarily expect them to call. But since they did, you're trying to figure out what it is that they want. The Hierophant represents while you giving them a chance, but at the same time, also protecting yourself as well. So, excuse me. So you're willing to listen to what they have to say, but you're also protecting yourself and asking them the questions like, "What are you doing here? Why are you back? What's up? Why now?" The Ace of Cups and the Magician is that you're protecting yourself. The Magician can represent that they may be taking responsibility for their own actions. They may be, but just kind of listen to what it is that they have to say, Libra. If they say things like, "If I had done it, if I did that, then I'm sorry." No, they need to accept responsibility, right? Because that's another way that people who want to be on some manipulative stuff use that as a means of manipulation. So you have to be suspicious. You have to be very clever, because when people say things like, "Oh, if I had done it," they're not taking responsibility. Because saying things like, "If I done it," versus, "You're right, I did do it and I take responsibility," is two different things. Because "if I had done it" still leaves room for space, right? It's like court, right? Perfect example for Libras, right? Which represents the court system. It's like court, right? If a person, the people in court, the judge, not the judge, but the lawyers and stuff like this, right? If there's a crime being committed, right, they have to prove that the person did do it by showing the evidence, right? Which will create some sort of conviction, meaning that the person was caught. It's not a matter of the person just showing up red-handed and just being like, "Yeah, I did it and here's the evidence." So of course they're gonna leave room for conjecture. They're gonna be like, "Well, I'm implying innocence by saying allegedly," because you have to prove that I did it, right? That I'm implicated. You have to prove that. So this person, just pay attention to them. Just pay attention to if they're playing games at all and what kind of games they're playing. If they're playing a game in the sense of, if they're playing the type of game of, if they had done it, right? When it's time for them to accept responsibility, pay attention to if they are accepting responsibility, supposedly, will they tell you for what? Will they say, "I'm sorry for doing this. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for X, Y, and Z," right? And it's not enough for them to say, "My bad." They have to actually say the words, "I'm sorry." You understand? Because "my bad" is different than "I'm sorry." When you say you're sorry, "I apologize, I was wrong for X, Y, Z," it means that the person takes full responsibility for their part in whatever it is that they did or they may not have done, right? But, well, I should say for what it is that they did. Let's put it like that, because I don't want to start getting more technical. But the point is that a lot of times people play those types of manipulative tactics because they don't want to admit that they were wrong, while at the same time they still want what they want. and they still want results too. So now let's clarify the Temperance, which is you. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. Oh, wow. So the Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers is that you're doubting what it is that they have to say. A lot of you Libras are doubting it. A lot of you Libras are like, yeah, you said that stuff last time that you love me or you like me. You're going to have to show me that. You know, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands represent how a lot of you Libras may just think that the two of you just don't mix. It's like oil and water. And as a result, a lot of you Libras, you may listen to what it is that they have to say, but I don't think a lot of you Libras will really end up changing your mind, because to you may think that this person has already proven themselves to be scum, you know, so, or the lowest of the earth, no nobility at all. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to 3,500 subscribers by the end of January. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. We're almost there. Peace.